All right, now my favorite part, because I feel like you downplay this a little bit. Let's talk about the psychology of the sale, brother. I want you to walk people through intro to close. The floor is yours. Psychology of the sale. How do you position it? What are you saying? How are you pitching options? You can literally take them through. This is a master class, bro. So you can take them through, and then
Right on.
you're good to go.
Let's go.
And
First
take
thing,
it too, bro.
I just want to know one thing for a new agent when it comes to my psychology to the sale is it's really all about clarity. They want to know you're not what today's crazy. Like these days, these years are crazy. Telemarketing, AI, scams, stuff like that. Clarity is everything. You want them to know right up front, like you're a human. You're a human being. So I'm instantly just telling them who I am, but I'm so like kind of how I'm talking to you right now, Trey. I'm just super direct, super dude, it's weird. I don't want to be weird when I say this, but like I don't try to sound like a beta. I don't try to sound like I'm unfamiliar with this. I try to sound so certain of who I am and that I'm a professional in my field that it's just like instantly they're like, yeah, I filled that out. Or yeah, how are you doing? Like they're asking me those questions because I'm very direct. So my process, do you want me to just like do my intro, stuff like that,
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
application?
you can literally just explain like how you think through the intro, then how you go do you do medical questions first,
Yeah.
then like do you build value, do you pitch why, etc. But you can take it however you want, bro. Just give them the sauce you got.
But obviously clarity, like I mentioned, but two, you want them, I'm trying to think of the wording for this. Value, 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 value. I'm instantly going right into the value. As soon as I tell them who I am, I ask them how their day's going. And most of the time they ask me it back because like I try to build that rapport immediately. Nothing too crazy, but just like how's it going? And then immediately we're talking about I'm blanking again. Oh, value. Sorry. I'm instantly going into the value. Like, hey brother, what had you motivated to send this in? Was it burial expenses or just looking to leave some money behind? And I obviously insert a lot of pauses as well. I'm a big Jeremy Miner fan. He's a sales trainer. I like to listen to him. He's pretty good, but he's big on like inserting pauses because just so you guys know, when you pause on something, it's because you're emphasizing that it's important. So and with my every question, everything that I say ends with a question. And it's not, I'm not backing them into a corner. I'm always giving them an option because if you give them an option and you ask a question, they're going to pick one of them. If I just say, what was your main concern? Half the time they're going to be like, what do you mean? I don't have any. Like, or none. Like, what are we talking about? So you got to guide them. I mean, that's right there. I could leave it there when I say you just got to guide them. That's really all I need to say as far as the philosophy of the sale. These people are raising their hand, and I understand that. Like they're raising their hand saying, I need life insurance. That's why I filled it out. So I actually take a lot of pride in that fact. A lot of people forget that. You're not dialing the president. You're not dialing anybody. I don't want to say disrespect any like veteran league because that's what I run, but like you're not dialing anybody. They're important, right? But like they haven't achieved anything of substance. Why are we scared and timid? That's my approach. I'm just like, hey man, I'm the professional. I'm the doctor. You're the patient. And I know right away when it comes to building value, it's so important because if I just go in and prescribe the medication as a doctor, that makes no sense. I got to go in and ask the right questions that helps me diagnose what it is that you need as a solution. So that's how I treat my sales call. I'm just like, hey man, what's the main concern for you? Just that burial, or were you just wanting to leave some extra love money behind? Burial, okay, I got you. I mean, do you have anything in place right now? No. And if they don't have anything in place, it's such a laydown, man. You build the value, on what it looks like if you pass away with no coverage in place. And here's where people I think get it wrong. You put them under a spotlight like an investigator, and you're asking them such weird questions. Like maybe ask with a final expense lead, maybe. I think these questions got to stop where you're like, I mean, if something happens to you, does your family have to go get a GoFundMe? I mean, you sounds like such a salesman when you talk like that. I'm just a big believer in straight to the point. I keep it on a straight line. I hit certain bullet points in my roadmap that I have internally in my head. I don't have a script nearby or anything like that. I have an internal roadmap, and if I just check all those off, I know I'm doing the right things at least most of the time. I mean, I try not to get off track, and it's usually a sale. It is because and there's people that are like, yeah, I didn't fill that out. Yeah, I'm not interested, whatever. But if you can build the value as far as why did you send this in and try to diagnose the problem, because everybody has a problem. That is why they filled it out and not listen to the smoke screens because everybody gets smoke screens. If you get a smoke screen in the first half of the call and you like, let's say you get I'm busy smoke screen and you're like, okay, when can I call you back? And you set the appointment, you're not using your brain. You gotta like genuinely gotta understand it's a smoke screen. What is a smoke screen? They're putting the smoke up right in front of you because you sound salesy. You're the fifth guy that's probably called them, and you sound just like that fifth guy, or you sound just like the five guys that's called them. So I try to build clarity in the fact that like, hey, I'm a human. I'm calling you because you raised your hand about filling this form out about the life insurance, but I am making sure that they know it's about veterans life insurance, not about Medicare, not about cars, nothing. Like they need to know what it's for basically immediately, I think. And that's what I preach for my new agents is that they know who you are in the first like 5 to 10 seconds of the call and why you're calling. After that, just go right into the value. After the value, assuming you've built enough, is simple from there. Like they've sold themselves. If you ask the right questions, they're pouring into you. You're not even talking. They're explaining why they filled it out, what it looks like without it, if their family can afford it, stuff like that. And then you're getting right into health. You're getting the budget. You're establishing the budget. That way you're not price gauging. You got to ask that in the right way as well. Like, hey, I'm a broker. I work with every company in the state. So I can give you 1,000 options, but just so I know where to start, what were you wanting to keep something like this under on a monthly? So just asking the right questions, getting the budget, and trying to build as much resistance as possible and getting them to pick an option confidently, you will have a closing ratio of like 50 to 75% of the people that choose an option. I'm not saying like of the people that pick up the phone, that'd be insane. But I'm confident like if I focus on those things, my closing rate will be like drop dead, worst case scenario, 50%, probably 75% of those that pick an option. If I feel like internally I checked off all the boxes on my roadmap. What is the roadmap? It's obviously clarity. Let them know who you are right immediately. Value. And that's where the money is made, is in the value, because life insurance sells itself. Your job is to help them understand why they actually need it. Go right to price. You don't need to describe what life insurance does, cash value, living benefits. Obviously, briefly say it if they ask about it, but like that's not where the money's made. The money's made in helping them understand the problem. Everybody buys. We're all obsessed with buying. Like Trey, you probably bought some piece of clothing in the last week. I don't know, but like everybody is obsessed with buying, and it's very, very easy to get somebody to buy if you build the value and you get them to explain to you why they want it, and it's like making it make sense. Presenting them the right numbers. And so that's kind of my process, man. It's super simple.
No, dude, I love it, bro. I love it, bro. And I think it's super important for people to understand that, like, your process is simple, your routine is simple, which is the reason why you're successful, because simple does scale. And a lot of times trying to overcomplicate things, adding a bunch of extra, dumb questions on the value building rather than just giving them close-ended options is where you're gonna, hurt yourself. And I mean, you understand that and you obviously apply that. So,
Yeah.
dude, that's great.